back to another video, Rams Nation. Today I'm bringing to you the recap of the Rams versus Jaguars game where the Rams won 27-17. Sorry for this little mark down there. The phone's a little broken. The screen is, but the Rams won, so it doesn't really matter. So please forgive me with that, and let's get underway. So the game started off in a bizarre way when Pharaoh Cooper returned the opening kickoff for 103 yards and the score to put the Rams up 7-0 after 14 seconds. And then after the next 11 seconds, Leonard Fournette took a 75-yard run to the house, and it was tied at 7-7 all of a sudden. It looks like all the Rams' momentum went to the Jaguars after this run, and it looked like this game was going to be a very high-scoring game, as the score after the first quarter was 17-14, but later in the game, the score would settle down. The final score would only be 27-17. Like I mentioned in the preview, the Rams use a lot of play action. On one drive, they used play action on almost every single play. They got the run game going. They didn't really get the tight ends involved. Gerald Everett was the only tight end to get a pass. Well, actually, Higbee got a pass as well, but it went for 0 yards. Gerald Everett had one catch for 4 yards and scored a touchdown on a shovel pass from Jared Goff. But Cooper Kupp had 2 receptions for 35 yards, and Robert Woods, they got him the ball a lot. He had 5 receptions for 70 yards, and they got both of them the ball in the middle of the field, and that's what they had to do to win. Jared Goff only had 124 yards, but against the Jaguars, you're not going to pass on them. You're going to have to run the ball with Gurley, which they did, and you can't really pass on them. So Jared Goff only had 124 yards, not too bad. I mean, the Rams won. He doesn't have to throw for 300 yards, and if they did throw it that many times to get 300 yards, Jared Goff would have had a couple interceptions, and the Rams probably would have not won the game. The Rams did block a punt late in the game, but I think the real turning point was when Nickell Robey-Coleman intercepted a Blake Bortles pass that was deflected off his own tight end and fell right into his arms and returned it for 31 yards, put the Rams in a good field position. I don't think the Rams really capitalized on that, but it didn't matter. The Jaguars were driving on that drive in the game. They were only down by 7 points, and if they scored, the game would have turned out differently, but they didn't, and the Rams had momentum swing their way, and the Rams eventually got a field goal with 2 minutes left to put the game at 10 points, and the Jaguars, on their last attempt, they went to go kick a field goal, a 53-yarder with about a minute or 2 left. They wanted to get that score so then they can get an onside kick and maybe score a touchdown, but the field goal was wide left, and the Rams got the ball back, knelt down a couple times, and the clock hit 0, and the Rams won. Now to go over the stat leaders, Jared Goff obviously was the leading passer for the Rams. He had 11 completions on 21 attempts for 124 yards and a touchdown, which was to Gerald Everett. Todd Gurley had 116 rush yards and 1 reception for 4 receiving yards, which is 120 total yards. Good day for him. Robert Woods was the leading receiver. He had 5 receptions for 70 yards, but he did have a key fumble where I believe he could have kept running straight, but instead he, for some reason, turned back into the middle of the field, and the ball was stripped from him, and the Jaguars got some momentum at that point in the game. Good thing it didn't really hurt us. And then Connor Barwin, Mark Barron, Michael Brockers, Aaron Donald, and Morgan Fox all had sacks. The pressure was there all day. After Leonard Fournette's big 75-yard run, he was shut down thanks to that defensive line. And then Nickell Robey-Coleman came up with that big interception, and that was the turning point in this game. Now on to your Rams Nation awards for this game. Todd Gurley was the offensive player of the game, 120 total yards. He got first down after first down. He averaged 5 yards per carry. That's what you want in a running back. Todd Gurley with a great day, another 100-yard game. Now the defensive player of the game, it was probably the best team effort I've seen all year. So I'm going to give it to the team, but I want to point out that Aaron Donald had a sack and was in the backfield all day, and Nickell Robey-Coleman obviously had that big interception that swayed momentum and just took away a good drive that the Jaguars were in. And for the MVP, I'm going to have to give it to the punt block team. I'm going to have to give it to Corey Littleton for blocking the punt, and Malcolm Brown, so they're going to be co-MVPs, and Malcolm Brown for recovering it, and then the team pushed them into the end zone. In addition to that touchdown on the punt block, Malcolm Brown had 3 carries for 17 yards. After a disappointing week last week, Sammy Watkins had another disappointing game this week, and he had 1 catch for 11 yards. He did get more involved. Jared Goff had a couple deep balls to him that were incomplete. He overthrew them when Watkins was beating his man. But I really think he's going to take off after the bye week. they have this week and then the bye week after that. And that's, I think, where Sammy Watkins is going to gain that chemistry and learn more of that playbook. And it's hard for him because he's a new wide receiver. They brought him along in preseason. It's been about 2 months now, but it's actually been like a month and a half. But he's going to get more touches, more. Sean McVay is going to bring him into the game plan a little bit more. And Jared Goff only completed 11 passes too. So if he's going to complete only 11 passes, wide receiver stat lines aren't going to be filled, aren't going to be full. Watkins, 1 catch for 11 yards. That's all he's going to get. Now for next week's game, the Rams play the Cardinals in London. Yes, it's unfortunate that the Rams have to play a divisional game in London, and it goes against their home schedule. Like, they're playing a home game in London. That's really unfortunate, but it's how it is. The Rams are going to play in China next year, I guess, and they've been playing in London these past couple years, and they've been going against their home games, which is really unfortunate. The Cardinals just came off of a big win over the Buccaneers. They were winning comfortably, but the Buccaneers came back within 1 touchdown, I believe, and Adrian Peterson, newly acquired for the Cardinals, he had a big day, so the Rams are going to have to stop him in that next game. So that's it for this video, Rams Nation. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends that the Rams won. The Rams are 4-2, first in their division this week since the Seahawks have a bye week. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and peace out. Go Rams.